Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We're glad to have you tuned in here with us. If you're just now jumping into the program, we're going to ask you to do a couple of things for us as we get ready to get started. Tag a couple of your friends, your family members, and I want you, if you would, to share this right here. We have a great program on tap for us this afternoon. I'm looking for the pole bender Presley to come tune in. He's always with us. I got my helper on here this afternoon. He's one of my co-hosts, Chad Bryant. Chad, man, how's things going?
Going pretty good, Stacy. How about with you guys?
Man, we're doing good. Guys, we got two great fellows in here with us this afternoon. One of them is Nathan Trammell. He does a lot of tournament catfishing. I don't know if you've are familiar with Facebook much or stay on here a whole lot, but if you've been on there any at all, you have seen this guy right here. Matter of fact, if you got notifications on your phone, Chad, every time I turn around, Nathan's going live, and I'm trying to find out what kind of fish he's fixing to hold up next. I don't know, but guys, if you ain't following Nathan, you need to. This guy right here is a great angler, man. And we was talking earlier. He is on fire right now. Every time you look up, if he ain't in first place, man, he's right there in the mix.
Knocking on the door.
Yep. He sure is. Nathan, I want you to introduce yourself, man. Tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you said, I'm Nathan Trammell, Blessed Outdoors. I started tournament fishing 2 years ago, and what got me hooked was the first tournament we fished was on Coosa River. And I caught a lot of big fish most of my life, and I caught this little 11-pound flathead, and it got my heart beating, adrenaline rush like I just shot a 10-point buck. And that's what got me hooked on tournament fishing, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah. And there ain't nothing like, man, hooking into a pretty good sized catfish. It will get your adrenaline going, won't it, Nathan?
Yes, sir.
Guys, I don't know. I want to introduce also our other guest on here with us tonight. He does a lot of tournament directing, North Mississippi Catfish Club. Ain't that right? Mr. Brad Andrews.
That's it.
Brad, tell them introduce yourself, Brad, and tell them about yourself.
Yeah, glad to be here tonight, Stacy. Like you said, I'm Brad Andrews. I've been running North Mississippi Catfish Club. We've been going for about 5 years now. I've been tournament fishing also for 6, 7 years now. All that kind of slowed down once I started directing. Put a damper in my time, but that's all good. We fish a lot of the core lakes over here in North Mississippi. Grenada Lake, Sardis Lake, Arcabella at times, Moon Lake. We get out, of course, on Pickwick and Mississippi River there at Helena also.
Brad, since you brought that up, I want to ask you a question. The lakes over there where you at, are they controlled by the Corps of Engineers?
Yes, sir, they are.
Well,
it's kind of aggravating at times.
Well, that was my next question, because where I fish down here in South Alabama, and we're controlled by the Corps of Engineers, right. And we can call and get a generating schedule. Yes. And they'll tell you having so many units running from 7 to 3 and this, that, and another. And and at the end of we got an ongoing thing over here. The most accurate thing about that announcement is at the end where it says, and it's
at the end of it.
Change.
Yep. That's right.
It's never right.
It's never right.
And that's the same thing that we deal with here where we're at. And, they'll drop the bottom out of it 1 minute and have water flowing pretty fast, and 3 hours later it'll be to a dead standstill.
Yep, shut down.
Yeah. And guys, we're gonna do this right here. I want to remind you, we're just getting talking some catfish. I know this is what you tuned in for. But we're going to give away. There is a big tournament that's going to be coming up. Fishing for a Cure. Brad is putting this right here on. We're going to get into it a little bit later and tell something about it. But we're going to give away a free entry fee to this right here, Fishing for a Cure. If you're interested in this giveaway, make sure in the comment bar that you put fishing for a cure there. And we're going to select that right there from the comment bar, the ones who has put that in there. Nathan, we're going to get to talk a little bit of catfishing, man. One of the things I've noticed, and probably a lot of people's got a lot of questions and stuff. And Chad, if you can't help me keep up with this. Nathan, you fish do a lot of dam fishing. And there is some good fish there. And it looks like to me you've been very successful at it. Can you share some stuff without getting, maybe you ain't got to share everything, but let some of the viewers know some of the stuff, man, probably that will help them out.
All right. The most important thing when you're fishing at a dam, know the regulation schedule, because those bulls, especially on the Tennessee River, can be very dangerous. And if you're not experienced fishing around bulls, stay away until you're with somebody that can take you and show you what to do and what not to do, because every year on the Tennessee River, somebody dies around the dams. So the thing is safety, and watch what's going on around you, and just pay attention. But those fish will be stacked around those bulls, behind the bulls, down from the bulls in the river. And I fixed a few of these rigs tonight to show you some of the rigs that I've used, which is about the same rigs that everybody's using. But, you know, it's a Dell's, one of my favorites, a Dell's 3-way with a lead slide on it to a Dell's 12. And I'll use about 18, 20 inch. And I'll put my sinker depending on how good I want to fill the bottom. So, you know, if I just want to get it right off the bottom, I'll use from a 2 to all the way up to a 16. You know, it just depends on where I'm at. But you tie that on right there and bounce that around those bulls on the bottom, you're going to find something. And I also use this rig here coming off your main line with a lead slide. All this is Dell's tackle, y'all. Dell's tackle stuff with a bead, glow in the dark rattler. That's one of the 10-aught J hooks. But bounce those around those bulls and bounce them back from the bulls. You will catch fish, and if you hit it just right, you will catch a lot of fish.
Nathan, let me ask you this. So when you're sitting there, you're not just suspended. You're not just suspended, but you have some that you're just bouncing around. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do both. I'll suspend some just off the bottom, and then most of the time I'm trying to keep it on the bottom.
I got you. Yes, sir.
Nathan, do you find there's a certain time of year that those fish stack up behind that dam better than others?
My experience is, especially on the Coosa, is March and April is probably when the majority of them is there. But this year we was fishing Chickamauga on the Tennessee River, and right in the middle of the spawn, the TRCC tournament was June the 5th. And me and my youngest son and his buddy, I took them up and we fished. Them boys caught 4 fish over 50 pounds. And we caught probably 30 fish that day, and multiple 30s and 20s and teens. And that was in the middle of the spawn. Well, the next week I took Ronnie Tucker up, and he fished the Tackle 22 tournament with me. We caught a 77-pound. That was the next week. So that was like in the middle of the spawn. So those fish are definitely there for several months. A lot of those fish will be there year-round. They're there for one reason. Those dams hold a lot of bait, and they're there to feed on them.
Yeah, and Nathan, do you have? And I've also noticed too, in the summertime, and I don't know if there's anything to this or not, but it seems like there's always water moving there, and I've always felt like the oxygen. I don't know whether it is or not, but I've always had the mindset that probably the oxygen level is probably better there than it is about anywhere else.
Yep, it is. And I believe that the water temperature might be a few degrees cooler too, because that water's been released from the bottom of the river.
Yes, sir.
Coming through.
Nathan, I know that you may can answer this, and Chad is familiar with this. that there is a way and a means also as an angler to be able to find out the scheduling that they have and how much water they're going to be moving prior to even going behind the dam fishing. Is that correct?
Yes. What I use is there's an app called Smart App, and it's for the Coosa River system. So I use it for the Coosa Downs, and I use the TVA app for the Tennessee River Downs.
Yeah,
the
dams on the Coosa River are controlled by Alabama Power, and the ones on the Tennessee River are controlled by the TVA.
Yes. And that TVA app will show you how many. It won't show you how many turbines is running. It'll show you how many is predicted to run, but it'll show you how much water is pushing out. You want that water. If you want a perfect day, when that's 16 to 20 is what I like. Now, when they're pushing 30 and 40,000, you need to be careful because that water's throwing some bulls out.
You better rough. Respect that water because that water will mess up a good day real fast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I would tell people, and you can help me out with this, and I know you have shared a little bit about this. You really need to be careful, and when you're up there fishing behind them dams, it's not for a first timer.
No.
You need to have some experience up there when you go up there and have an idea of what they're fixing to do. And I don't know if it's true with all of them, but I know here at home, before they do something different, they'll sound an alarm, siren will go off. And I've heard the siren going off and had people fishing with me. They didn't have a clue. And I'm like, reel the stuff up now. Don't hesitate. Reel it up now. We got to get out of here.
The one piece of advice I could give to everybody, when you go up there and you throw that anchor out, if you're not really, really sure what's fixing to happen, when you throw that anchor out, right beside your anchor rope, put you a really good sharp knife right there.
Sharp knife, yeah.
Chad, I never throw an anchor out. I've seen it. I've seen guys do it on the Coosa at the Wise Dam and literally almost turn their boat over. That's just something I will not do is use an anchor at the dams. I'll spot lock or I'll actually tie off to the dam.
Yeah. And I agree on what you're doing, Nathan. I'm with you. And if I go up there where them boils is at, I'm looking to try to spot lock because my mindset is no matter what they do from here, it's going to just wash my boat out of here, and I just go on down. But if you got an anchor tied out, it ain't going to just wash you out of there if that anchor's holding.
I've seen guys get it wrapped around their prop or try to anchor it from the back of the boat in those bowls, and it does not end well. I've seen some boats go down.
Yeah.
Brad, you got anything you want to add to any of this, man?
I'm just sitting here reading chat. I'm hoping to pick up a few questions. So.
There was one for you that was what keeps you directing tournaments. What keeps you doing that?
I've been asked that a good bit. It's tough to an extent, but you definitely got to love it. You got to have a passion for first and foremost catfishing. But for me, I just love being able to put this tournament on for these guys locally that otherwise, may be sitting at the house, or just not being able to get that experience. So just to see all the people get together, smile on everybody's faces, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah,
and bringing in new people to the sport too.
Yes, sir. Nathan, let me ask you this. Let's go back to you just a second. And this is a common question, but what is your bait of choice? What do you like?
It depends on where I'm fishing, but 99% of the time it is skipjack. But when we're on fishing the Tennessee waters, I'll cut up white bass, crappie, but you got to catch them by legal means. You're not supposed to use them if you caught them in the cast net. But if you can catch some white bass, some stripe, some crappie, they make excellent bait.
Yes.
Now that's only on the Tennessee River side.
them crappie heads will do some damage
Tennessee
here
side.
on Grenada Lake here at home. I don't tell everybody that.
Yeah. Now, Brad, did you fish on Grenada Lake much?
Yeah, I actually growed up right there on Grenada Lake, so yeah, I've probably tell you anything you need to know about it.
Well, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I know it's referred to where I'm from here, man. We've always looked at that one as one of the crappie capital of the world. I don't know.
It is. It definitely is that.
What kind of catfishing is over there? I know I've seen a couple of tournaments run from over there, but I've never seen no really big catfish caught.
It just depends on the time of the year. On average, fall to early winter is your best time, in my opinion. You're going to catch tons and tons of blues, anywhere from 20, 30 pounders.
Wow.
I mean, tons of them. Now, you're not going to get that, trophy size catfish out there once in a blue moon, maybe. But they're there. They're just, for some reason, it's hard to pick them up.
Well, how much structure's in there? A lot of it?
Once you get out of the main lake, there's a ton of trees. So you got all up through the backwaters, tons and tons of, treetops to rocks and everything else down there.
I got
Hey,
you.
Brad, there was a question on here about the benefit tournament that's coming up, and they were asking about what license and did they need license for that tournament?
The boundaries for the tournament, first off, is going to be all of Pickwick waters. You will be able to lock through and go to Wilson. We no trailering allowed, but just in Pickwick waters, being we're putting in on Mississippi side, you'll be good either with from what they're telling me, a Mississippi or Alabama license. You can fish all of Pickwick. If you do lock through to Wilson, you will have to have that Alabama license.
Brad, where you gonna launch at? What's the boat
out of J.P. Coleman State Park? It's Iuka, Mississippi. And a really nice facility there. They get a pretty good size ramp, tons of parking. You got a motel and lodge right there at the ramp.
Let's take a break right here just 1 second. I've got a $50 gift certificate. Ain't that right, Nathan, from Dale's Tackle?
That's right. We wanted to do this too and announce this $50 gift certificate that I'm also joining Dale's Tackle.
Well, look at that,
Look
man.
at that. Congratulations, bud.
I had that one made blessed outdoor style.
Boy, that's looking good right there.
Cool, man.
Well, good deal. Dale's got a good guy. He sure does. Guys, we're going to give away in honor of Nathan coming as part of team Dale's Tackle, we're going to give away a $50 gift certificate tonight. So if you done put SDC in here, you got a chance to win this right here. So y'all give me just a second.
While he does that, Brad, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the tournament you got coming up, the benefit tournament?
Yeah.
Give everybody the details, the dates, and all that good stuff.
The date will be September 4th. That'll be Labor Day weekend. It'll kick off actually on the Friday before. We'll have a captain's meeting that Friday at 5 p.m. there at the lodge at J.P. Coleman. Entry fee for the tournament is $275. It's 3-man team or 3-person team.
Does that $275 include big fish, or is that
it does? It's $250 for the entry, $25 on the big fish. 3-person team. We encourage all kids to come aboard. Let's see. We're gonna. I had notes down here. Oh, y'all bear with me.
That's all right. When you're looking at right there up, guys, I've got the winner of the Dale's tackle. And this right here is a $50 credit here to Dale's tackle. This is going to be Jennifer Cooper. Jennifer, if you would send me a message, you can send it on SmackDown CatFishing. If you have Dale's contact, you can just contact him. Tell him that you won the $50 gift certificate, and he can take care of you. If you're not, just message me and message me your address. I will forward this to him and get it to him. Jennifer, thank y'all for watching and being a part of this program.
Hey, Stacy, while you're writing down giveaway stuff, Wesley Mann just sent a message and said to give away a new set of Gen 2 walleye and striper boards from Spread 'em Planer Boards.
Hey, can I win that?
No, you got to put my name down for those.
We will do that right there tonight too.
Brad, there's another question here that says, do kids under 18 count toward the 3-person team?
Kids under 16 and under will be considered a child. So any person over 17 and over will be can be counted as part of the three-man team.
Gotcha.
And like we've advertised, all registered anglers that'll be part of the three-man team will be going into the drawing for the Sea Art boat, which will be given away there at the event, probably after the award ceremony. If you don't know, Sea Arc has generously stepped up and donated us a 2021 River Cat 2060. It's going to be completely decked out, custom wrapped, all the bells and whistles, Suzuki motor, Marine Master trailer. So some lucky person to be taking that one home that day.
And there is 100 boat cap on that tournament, correct?
100 boat cap. Once again, half of the proceeds, half your entry fee, rather, will go straight towards St. Jude. The other half will be going right to the winner's pot. We got tons and tons of prizes coming in just daily to give away. We're going to have some huge raffles. Let's see, there's going to be a big fish bounty I haven't released yet. I'm still taking in donations on it. I will say it will be a pretty large cash prize on the big fish bounty, and that's separate from the big fish entry on the tournament. So,
and you know, guys, if y'all don't know anything about St. Jude's, I personally know someone that his daughter had cancer, and man, they were fighting bills, and it was awful, and he finally got through, and they let him go to St. Jude's. And he said, when we got to St. Jude's, they told us the only thing we had to worry about now was making sure our daughter was taken care of.
That's right there.
And I mean, they do a lot.
It's phenomenal what they do, and I know as a parent, I couldn't imagine going through that, you know. So,
yeah. There was someone that just asked how they could just make a donation to the tournament for St. Jude's.
If you go to North Mississippi Catfish Club Facebook page, scroll down to the event post, and there is a donation link right there on that post.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me get back here to Nathan just a minute. Nathan, here in the last couple of months, share a little bit about. I know that if you haven't won a couple of tournaments, you've placed up there pretty high in them. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yes. I fish a lot with David Riles and Scott Slaughter and Ronnie Tucker. I have a lot of different partners that fish with me, but I fish the Bama Blues Trail, the HOD Trail, Coosa River Bottom Feeders Trail, and some of the TRCC trails. I think I fished somewhere around 18 tournaments this year, and all but 3 I've been in the top 10, if not the top 5.
Wow.
We've won. I think we've won 4. I've placed second once and third multiple times. That's what a lot of these trophies is around the room here. Is just winnings from this year. I hope within the next year or two, I'm gonna fill this wall up with trophies.
Yeah.
But I people ask me a lot of times. I just say it's the favor of God. I've been blessed so much. That's where the name comes from, Blessed Outdoors. Man, I've been blessed so much by God and from being obedient to His calling and His word. And if it could, I'd like to read something. Just it don't take me a second. It's I wrote this down. It's Deuteronomy 28. It says, "If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord." And verse 6 says, "Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out."
Yes.
I mean, I heard the voice of the Lord a long time ago, and I could hear the voice of me. My voice. You can find issues this way, even in the book of Malachi, even in tithes and offerings. He said, I'd open up a window in a room and I give all the honor and glory to what I've done, all through the years. Even though I failed him many times, he still helped me. And, I've just get in there and fish, and fish happy. I've seen too much drama going on. People, just so much stuff going on. It's just too much drama. Just fish happy. Fish till you get happy.
Hey, I like that right there, Nathan. Just fish happy.
That's right.
And I think that's what and that's what when we all start. That's why I go fishing for. I go fishing to get away from everything, man.
Hey, Stacy, it don't take me very long. Once I'm out there, I'm happy as can be, buddy.
Hey, being on that water and it's literally the place I go to get away. I'm like, man, I just love it out here.
And I've fished with Stacy, man, and you'll see him on these live feeds hooping and hollering and carrying on. I can promise you that is not put on for the camera. That's the way that man is, regardless.
Well, on that Tackle 22 tournament, when me and Ronnie Tucker was fishing, Stacy and Chad Bryant and Aaron Churchwell was in the hole 3 or 4 holes on down from us, and we got in that 49-pounder or 46-pounder. I hollered, "SmackDown, baby," and I made sure I hollered loud enough for Aaron and Stacy and Chad to hear me. And Aaron started messaging me, "What y'all catching over?"
Hey, well, man, and I'm gonna share this, and this is the way that I look at life. Man, I got one life to live.
Right.
That's it.
And you don't have no second chance at life. You got one.
That's it.
And I will refuse to not make the most of it. I'm like, hey, and I'm this way when I get up in the morning. I'm like, hey, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that Lord got me in good health. And when I go out fishing, listen, I'm there to have a good time. And I'm going to be shouting and hollering and carrying on.
Yeah.
Hey, while we here and we're talking about Blessed Outdoors, we're going to give away. Show my hat that you just had a while ago.
All right. You see that?
We're going to give away that hat right there. Blessed Outdoors, and we're going to get this to you.
Nathan, working folks get those caps right there if they want to purchase one.
I don't have them online or anything yet. You can message me. I think I should have about 18. My sister's working on them. She's been helping me make them. But I think we're going to this Dell's Tackle has this patch on it. I think we're going to the patch hats. These we have right now is embroidered. but you'll probably get you'll get the embroidered one you win tonight. But after that, we're probably going to the patch hats.
Yeah.
The winner of the Blessed Outdoors hat is going to be Glenn White. Glenn, we thank you so much, man, for tuning in and being here with us on Tuesday nights. You're always faithful of being in here with our program. Make sure you message me your address and your information. I will get this to Nathan, and he's going to get that hat shipped out to you. And we want to thank you so much. I want to remind everybody again, we're going to give away a free entry to Fishing for a Cure here before. That's going to be the last thing we give away tonight. So, and we also have some spread 'em planter boards we're going to give away. So y'all bear with us just a little bit. Nathan,
Stacy, Joey Kirby is in the chat watching us.
Oh,
Joey Kirby.
No, we should have brought him in on the program if he was going to be at home. Chad, do you have anything else you see in the chat?
I don't, Stacy. I'm watching it pretty good. There was some people asking for details on the tournament, and Brad's already covered that.
Folks, if you don't know, go to www.catfishingforkids.com. That'll take you right to the event page. You can look over all details, rules, accommodations for your stay there, and of course get registered up there also.
Big Blue Hunter has asked how many boats are already registered, Brad. Do you know?
There's about 43, 44. That was the last time I checked.
And guys, we are looking for 100. So
we are looking for 100.
Try to help us make this happen.
And I know we can make it happen. Y'all just got to jump in there and get it.
You can win a free boat. Come on, guys. And not only that, it's for a great cause.
Oh yeah, and that's truly why we put on this event. It's not about per se numbers, having the biggest event out there. We just want to do all we can as a catfish community a whole, and do our part and help those kids there at St. Jude out.
You get to do what you love to do, and you get to go help a bunch of kids, and you might win a free boat. I mean,
what more could you ask for? Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Yeah. And everything that and I don't know about everybody else, but when you look at something like this, I look at this being able to just make a donation to a great cause.
Right.
And have a great day. Get out there and meet a bunch of your fellow anglers and hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead while we're here right now and help, and I'm gonna give away them spread 'em planter boards, Chad. So just take over just for a second here, and we're gonna give that right there away.
Somebody asked what the entry fee was. You said that was $275, right, Brad? And that includes big fish.
That includes big fish.
Gotcha.
And like I say, folks, we're gonna have tons and tons of giveaways, raffles on some larger product. I'll put out some more details as time goes by. But we're gonna have the big smoker up there. We're gonna cook a bunch of food for everybody on Saturday. We're just gonna have a good old time.
Hey,
Glenn Thomas put the website in the chat too. Catfishing for Kids. Somebody said the $275 is for the whole boat, correct?
Correct. Yes.
All right, Stacy, what you got?
Hang on just a second. You got to give me just a few more minutes.
He's slipping.
Hey, I wanted to say, I don't know what Stacy was saying earlier there. I lost all service for a minute, but we're going up to Joey Kirby's water this weekend. Me and David Rouse and Andrew Spardlin, I believe is his name. He's a resident of Kentucky. We're fishing the Kentucky versus Indiana tournament. You have to have a resident of one or the other state. So we're going up to fish that this weekend.
You'll be up there in Joey Kirby's backyard.
Yeah.
Brad, anything else you want to throw in, bud?
Oh, about the free entry giveaway, guys. If y'all put in, and this is if you're going to fish it, if you haven't already got an entry, also put in the words "fishing for a cure" to be entered in that giveaway.
Yeah. If y'all just now popping in, go in that. If you're interested in fishing this free entry for the Fishing for a Cure tournament, put in the chat "Fishing for a Cure," and that's what we're going to choose from. And we're going to do that right there, the very last thing tonight. Nathan, back to you for a minute, man. Anything else you want to throw in here? Anything else you want to add?
My experience is I go by myself a lot, and you'd think a lot of people wants to go with me. Well, they do. Most of the time I don't call them, but go when nobody else wants to go. Just get out there and learn what works for you. I learn every time I go. I learn something different, and that's what it takes is getting out there on the water and experiencing different things.
I tell people all the time,
And
try
what
something
works for
new.
me
Go out of
might
your
not work
comfort
for
zone.
you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do what now, Brad?
I said I tell people all the time, try something new. Step outside of your comfort zone. You may have this go-to spot technique that you set in your way to doing every time you get out. Try something new.
And there's a lot of times when, especially on my home water, when I go out, I spend a day out. And Brad, I do just that. I love to go and do something that I've never done. I'm like, I've heard about this. I want to try to experience it. I want to see if I can learn something about it. And I just go to new places and just do different things, trying to learn something different.
Right.
And there's no other better lesson than just getting out there and going and fishing.
A lot of people will ask you, and they want you to wave a magic wand and tell them right where to go and right what to do, but nothing replaces time on the water.
Exactly right.
That's it.
And I'm gonna tell you what sort of pushes me, and it's something that pushes me. That I had a guy, and I share this on this program a good bit, because sometimes we'll say, well, the fish just wouldn't bite. And I've come to the conclusion,
and I've
watched live feeds and I've been to tournaments, and I've come to the conclusion, a guy told me one time, the fish bite all the time.
Oh yeah.
And he brought up the analogy. He said, go to a tournament. He says, and tell me, he said, you're going to see somebody come to the weigh-in that has fish.
Yep.
And I says, you know what happens a lot of time, we just ain't fishing in the right place. He was fishing, and I'm like, I need to find out where they biting on the day that I'm fishing.
Right.
But if you can find out what they were doing that day, you can kind of tuck that back and say, well, I tried this and that didn't work, but this guy over here caught him over here, so maybe those conditions over there were better, and maybe that's, just put that back and remember that.
I don't know if anybody else does this, but I'm listening, and I'm thinking about the weather conditions for that day, what they were doing, what kind of season we was in, and they said they caught them there in 5 foot of water. And I'm thinking to myself, the next time that it's 32 degrees and it's overcast and I ain't catching them where I've been catching them, I'm going to 5 foot of water.
Right.
That sounds so counterintuitive to everything you've ever learned and ever heard is, those fish in the wintertime are down there in those deep holes, but I've seen a lot of fish caught in shallow water in the winter.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to agree with Nathan, man. You got to go. That's the only way you're going to be able to learn it and form your own technique, and do what you do. And sooner or later, you get confidence in what you do and just go with it.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give away them spread them planter boards. And I've already got the name up here. Look right here. Tiffany McAnally. Tiffany, if you tuned in, and if she done jumped off of here, y'all better grab her and tell her she had done won some spread them planter boards. Tiffany, thank you for tuning in with us. Enjoyed being able to meet you and Doug this past weekend down here on Miller's Ferry. And you see them a lot around fishing tournaments now. So Doug and Tiffany, we appreciate y'all so much. You can send me your address, and I can get it to Wesley. Y'all may have him on Facebook, and you can just send it to him and tell him that y'all won the spread 'em. Hey, these are the Gen 2s, ain't that right?
That's the new ones, but it's the smaller boards, the crappie and striper boards. Yes, sir.
Well, and he'll get them to you. But if you don't have it, if you don't want to send it to him, you send it to me, and I get your address forwarded to him.
Hey, if y'all haven't seen the video of the HOD tournament, I guess it was last Saturday, the 38-pound flathead Tiffany caught, that thing put a whooping on her head.
It beat her slap to death.
Yeah. You had to. It was better in person to see it, but you need to go watch that video.
Nathan, well, I was sitting at the house in my recliner, and my wife's got one right beside me, and I'm sitting there watching. I go to laugh, and I'm trying to rewind it, and I'm telling her, "You got to watch this. You got to watch this." And when she grabbed that flathead went to slapping her upside the head. I'm like, "This is priceless."
I think it slapped her 6 or 7
She told me how many
times
times that video had been watched. It was a pile of them.
Yeah. The last I seen it was over 15,000.
I've got two. Chad, Rick, we can hold on to them other 2 things that we had to give away. Hold on to the next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got 2 more things. I'm fixing to give away a set of a 4 set. 4 of them, 4 SmackDown rod holders, 4 inches of your choice of color, and we don't give them away. Them right there is Troy Smith at Rocko's Grocery had donated them. Troy, we want to thank you so much. If you're down here in South Alabama and you're traveling out Highway 106 East, you got to stop in at Rocko's Country Store. He got 2 or 3 rocking chairs in there. You can go in there in the morning, grab you a rocking chair and a cup of coffee and sit down and chat with everybody who comes in and out of there. And
that ain't no lie. I've been in them rocking chairs.
Hey, I was there this morning sitting there drinking coffee and chatting with all the loggers as they come through, was going fishing. So
hey,
we're going to
give a piece of breakfast pizza.
Stacy, I heard that Troy was coming up and cooking everybody steaks there at the St. Jude tournament. That's just hearsay now. I don't know.
Hey, well, Brad, you can get him up now because he got a boat to fish out of.
He's got a boat now.
That's right.
He ain't got no excuse, does he?
No excuse.
Y'all give me just 1 second, and let me get this. Go ahead, Chad, and take over just a second here.
Nathan, let me ask you this. If you were going fishing and you could not pull up to a dam, where would be your next stop?
I usually look on my graph or on my maps and see stuff I like to fish, just kind of steep drop-offs. I've not got into the shallow water fishing like a lot of them just talking about. I've been tempted to, but I've been doing so well with what I do. It's hard to try new things. But we look for certain things on the river, structure with any drop-offs. Of course, everybody's heard the same thing over and over. It's like deer hunting. You know what ridge them deers run down, them 2 ridges that comes together. Well, you're looking for the same thing with fish. You're looking for ridges, humps, crevices, especially ones with drop-offs, and there's usually fish there. Everybody fell out.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you do a lot of dragging baits, or are you mostly an anchor type fisherman or spot lock,
I do mostly anchor fishing, probably 95% anchor fishing. I do just very little dragging. Like I said, it's hard. I was telling Aaron Churchwell this here a few weeks ago. It's hard to change what I do, and I'm so successful in what I am doing. So,
Yeah.
You know, I know there's times where that the last Bama Blue tournament, we didn't do so well on that tournament, but we probably should have drug more on that one. So,
yeah. You know,
fish,
yeah, I can remember.
Fish wasn't around the dam.
You know, I can remember me and John used to anchor fish just about exclusively. And man, when we were trying to learn how to drag baits, we would get so frustrated and so aggravated, we'd throw everything down in the bottom of the boat and say, we ain't doing this. This is dumb. We're going to find us somewhere to anchor up and fish.
Right.
But you just keep doing it, and, you know, you get more comfortable at it. And now, you know, dragging baits is just like second nature. I mean, it's almost my go-to.
I'm going to say this, that whatever you do, and this is just me, I'm going to fish one of three ways. And and that's what I know how to do. And I ain't doing nothing that I don't know how to do. You can tell me that you're out there tearing them up, back bouncing, going down the river. And I'm going to say, well, I'm just going to anchor up, drag baits, or suspend. Because that's what I'm going to go with what I know. And I didn't encourage anybody else. Just like Nathan, stick with what you do best. And at the end of the day, it might not get you every day, but at the end of the day, you're going to catch fish, you know. That's what I feel confident in.
Yeah, I'd like to say this. I've noticed a lot lately that I'm catching fewer fish most of the time when I'm anchored up than everybody else. Because like the HOD tournament, I heard several said, well, we caught 15 or 20 fish. We caught 5 fish on the HOD tournament. And we caught 2 out of the dam, but we come down in the river and caught 2 36-pounders out of the river anchored up. It seemed like sometimes the quality of fish is better. I catch less fish, but I'm catching bigger fish.
And
I believe that.
I agree with you. At the end of the day, if you're tournament fishing, you don't have to. We ain't after 15 fish.
Yeah, we
got to catch 3.
We ain't after 3 or after 5, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we ain't after but 2 big ones. We got to get 2 big ones. That's the key thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I did hang into one big fish on that tournament inside the dam. It was a pretty large fish, large enough that I couldn't do anything with him, and he ran under the boat and broke me off on the boat.
He wasn't gonna tell us that part.
Yeah, he was holding back on that.
We actually got broke off twice that night, but we didn't tell that a whole lot.
Hey, Nathan, let me ask you this: is that one of them moments that you just sit down and do this right here? You know? You're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, Nathan, I'm gonna tell you now, Joey will tell you this. I always look over at him and he'll do the same thing, but man, I'm like, that was probably that state record we was after.
Yeah. That was him. You wouldn't believe it, the fish I've been catching with hooks in their mouth where they've been broke off.
Wow.
I've been catching a lot lately with hooks in their mouth.
Yeah.
I actually caught a rod and reel last Saturday.
Hey, well, we was up there, and I'm gonna share this. We was up there at the Cabela's tournament, and we had a little pocket over there that we was drifting in, and we fished it on that Friday, and we didn't catch. We didn't weigh in but 4 fish at the Cabela's thing, but we weighed in 4 good ones, and that Saturday, another guy was over there, and we took out the boat ramp. He said, did y'all find a rod and reel? He said, because over where y'all was fishing at, he said, one of them fish snatched our rod clean out of the boat.
Tell him if he'd have had SmackDown rod holders on his boat, that wouldn't have happened.
That's right.
I thought about it. I told Scott, I said, Scott, that was the one we was needing to catch. That was the one we were wanting to catch right there.
Oh, hey, one of the strangest things I ever caught on the Coosa, I caught a 6-foot fiberglass step ladder.
Really?
Good gracious.
I did. I pulled it up. I thought I had a log, but fiberglass ladder popped up out of the water. I'm like, man.
And my thoughts is, how did that get here?
Yeah.
He snatched it off the ladder rack on the truck. Truck was down there too. He just missed it.
The one of the SmackDown rod holders, Brandi Hall, McWhirter, if you would contact me, send me a message, send me your address, tell me you're the winner of the rod holders, and if you have an idea what color you want, just let me know. We'll make sure we get them to you. Guys, we fix to do our last giveaway for tonight. This right here is a big one. This right here is a free entry to the Fishing for a Cure that we're going to give away. So y'all give me just a second.
You know, talking about, Nathan, you talking about anchoring and catching those, you know, you only need 3 or 4 fish. I've heard Mike Mitchell, and everybody knows Mike Mitchell. You know, he uses really large baits. He anchors up, he throws back, and he's told me before, I only need 3 bites today.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Well, I learned that concept years ago when we was bass fishing, and we would head out, and there was this one old man, and I don't know if he might not have been as old as what he looked, but he had a big old beard, and every time he come to the weigh-in, you know, everybody else will be talking about, hey man, we caught 15 bass a day. We were just culling bass left and right, this, that, and another. Well, this old guy would come to the weigh-in, and they say, how many fish you got? You know, most of the time, the limit will be 5 or 7 or something like that. He said, oh, I got 4 or 5. Well, how many did you catch today? He said, that's all I caught. And he go to pull his out the bag, and his weighed 4 times much as everybody else. And he made the comment. He said, y'all was fishing for numbers. He said, I was fishing for quality.
Yeah.
He said, I really wasn't looking. He said, I didn't need but 4 or 5 bites. And I said, his mentality was different than everybody else's. Everybody else was wanting to catch a bunch of little fish when he was wanting to catch just a few big fish.
You know, me and Stacy has talked about it before, and you see a lot of 40s, you see a lot of 50s caught dragging baits, but when you get over that 60, 70, 80-pound range, you don't see very many of them caught dragging. Most of those fish come off anchor.
Right.
I don't know what the reason for that is, whether those bigger fish are in that structure and you can't drag that, or they're not going to chase that bait down. They're going to wait. And, you know, I don't know, but most of your big fish that you see caught are caught anchored or suspended.
Yeah. We're going to get ready to close out. Nate, one more time. You got anything, anybody want to give a shout out to? Anything, go ahead. You got your free time here, man.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to all the partners that fish with me, David Rawls, Scott Slaughter, Ronnie Tucker. I don't have a time partner, but, you know, all of them can't fish as much as I do. But, yeah, I want to shout out to SmackDown CatFishing and Dale's Tackle.
All right, we're going. Is that it? You good now?
Yeah, that's good.
We're going to do one more thing before we close here, Brad. One more time. Go over and we're going to give this entry away. Go over the date, the location, and just a brief rundown of this tournament one more time.
Yeah. The date will be September 4th. The captain's meeting will be the Friday the 3rd at 5 p.m. At J.P. Coleman State Park. There must be at least one person present at the captain's meeting to register or to sign in, basically. We'll start up, I think, about 4 a.m. Saturday morning, doing live well checks there at the ramp. Once you get live well checks, you can get in the water. Go to your destination. Fishing hours is going to be from 6:30 to 4:30. 3-person teams. If you want to go ahead and get registered up, go to catfishingforkids.com. You can check out all the rules, details about the tournament there, and get registered up. Entry fee again is $250 with a $25 big fish. Let's see, there's no trailering allowed, so everybody's going to have to ramp right there at JP Coleman. So, and if you got any more questions, feel free to contact me here on Messenger, or my number and email, both is there on the website.
Yes, sir. And guys, we encourage y'all, if you would, tag a couple of friends, let them know about this right here. Go to his Facebook page, and let's see if we can't get that hit that 100 boat mark on this right here. We're going to give away this free entry, fishing for a cure. The free entry is going to be to Lenny Pfrommer. Lenny, if you would, you can contact me with your information, or you can, if you got Brad on Facebook Messenger, you can go straight to him and let him know. He's probably got your name and stuff here down that you won this, and we'll make sure that you're taken care of on this.
Yes.
Brad, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to before we get off of here?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to all the people that's pitched in on this event. Not only just all the club sponsors, but man, we've had tons and tons of people from vendors to just personal folks chip in on this tournament. We got Sea Arc boats, of course, RS nets, SmackDown CatFishing, B&M poles, Cat River anchors, Hooker's Terminal Tackle, Rock Creek Industries, Suzuki, Marine Master Trailers, Tackle Bandit, Pipeline Tackle, Rig Wrap, Dobell Seat, Meat Hunter Rod, Dale's Tackle, and Parks Planer Board. All these guys have tremendously stepped up. Go check any of them out and spread the love with them, please.
Yes, sir. Guys, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I want to end with this right here tonight. And this is recording the book of John, chapter 13, verse 34 and 35. Now, I want you to listen to this very carefully. He says, a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Guys, show your fellow brethren love. And that right there is a way to show who you are in Christ Jesus. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great afternoon, and we'll look forward to seeing y'all next week. Nathan, enjoyed having you on here. Brad, enjoying having you.
Yes,
and thank you so much, Chad, for helping me out, man.
You know it, brother.
Guys,
Thanks,
we'll see
guys.
y'all
I
next
appreciate
week.
y'all.
Y'all hang on one second.